Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here are the top stories we're following for you now at noon. A fire breaks out at an Oaklawn dormitory attached to a stable. The extent of the damage and the condition of the people and animals involved in less than 2 minutes. Plus, new body cam video gives us a closer look at the timeline of the Louisville shooting. We'll hear from the families of the people killed in the attack. And President Biden aims to keep the peace as he visits Northern Ireland. Later, we'll show you why the president is making the trip and mixing politics with personal reflection. But first, meteorologist Scott Covert joins us. Scott, it has been a beautiful, beautiful week. But how long is that going to stick around?
Oh, you know, it is April, so
Yeah.
of course, we're going to be tracking some of those April showers. We'll deal with that later. For the time being, it feels fantastic outside. We're warming things up pretty quickly. In fact, 75 is the current temperature in Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Monticello, sitting at 76. Camden, the warm spot on the map right now, at 77 degrees. The day planner for the rest of the afternoon has us warming up into those upper 70s, low 80s, a real possibility for some folks. Plenty of sunshine today with just a light breeze out of the southeast around 5 miles per hour. Sunset tonight coming up at 7:39. Today's forecast overall calls for a lot of sunshine. It's going to be a very comfortable day with temperatures certainly trending a little bit warmer. In fact, I think we'll find ourselves, all of us, in the low 80s for a couple of days before we start to see some changes unfold. Those changes include the potential of weekend rain, maybe even some strong thunderstorms. Brand new data just into the Weather Center. That's coming up here in about 14 minutes.
Thank you, Scott. Well, scary moments in Hot Springs after a fire with heavy smoke is caught on video at an Oaklawn dormitory attached to a stable. The north end of the Wild Again barn is destroyed by that fire. Officials there did confirm that all horses and humans were evacuated and are safe. The fire was put out within minutes, and at this time, the cause of the fire remains unknown, but operations are expected to be back to normal today. Police body cam footage was released of the deadly shooting in Louisville. Just to tell you the story we are about to show you contains the video from that incident. The footage shows officers arriving on the scene and taking cover as the gunman fired his assault style weapon at them. A memorial is growing in Louisville, Kentucky at the scene of the bank shooting Monday that left 5 people dead. Now, another warning, some of the video may be disturbing. Roxana Saberi has the story from Louisville.
Back up. Police body cam footage shows the moment training officer CJ Galloway pulled up to Old National Bank with rookie Nicholas Wilt just after 8:40 a.m. Monday to the ringing of gunshots. Galloway stumbled backward as the gunman opened fire. Police say Galloway sustained a minor gunshot wound before taking cover. Officer Wilt was shot in the head. He remains hospitalized in critical condition. Around 4 minutes after arriving on the scene, Galloway shot and killed the gunman.
I'm just truly proud of the heroic actions of those 2 officers.
The 25-year-old was a current employee of the bank. They executed a search warrant on his home, but did not reveal what they recovered there.
This is happening in America everywhere.
Louisville's mayor, a workplace shooting survivor himself, said 40 people have already been lost to gun violence in the city this year. They now include the 5 victims of this shooting, all employees of Old National Bank: Deanna Eckert, Joshua Barrick, Thomas Elliott, James Tutt, and Juliana Farmer.
What do you want to be done?
I want justice for my mother. I want them to do something about these guns.
We spoke with Farmer's children, Aaliyah and Gian Chambers, in the bank's parking lot, where Farmer's car is still in its spot.
She didn't have to come, but she came for me. That's why I'm so hurt.
Aaliyah, a single mom, told us Farmer had recently moved to Louisville to help her raise her 4 children.
My mom was the sweetest person, loving person, a smile that lit up the room.
You would never forget her.
You would never forget that smile. And one thing I can say about my mama, she was happy. She left here happy.
Farmers' kids told us their mother had just started her job at this bank only around 2 weeks before the shooting. Police have not yet released a motive. And in a hard-to-believe turn of events, Louisville's mayor said the shooter's rifle could end up back on the streets under a state law requiring police to auction off seized firearms. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, Louisville, Kentucky.
Well, meanwhile, President Biden is in Northern Ireland celebrating the Good Friday peace agreement made 25 years ago. The president reaffirmed U.S. commitment to that deal and discussed economic opportunities in the north before he headed south to the Republic of Ireland. The president's pledge comes amid new threats of violence and ongoing political instability, but President Biden emphasized faith in Belfast.
Preserving the Belfast Good Friday Agreement is a priority for Democrats and Republicans alike in the United States. There are scores of major American corporations wanting to come here, wanting to invest.
President Biden will stop in County Louth, home to ancestors on his mother's side, and Friday he heads to the tiny town of Ballina, home to his father's side. Former Governor Asa Hutchinson continues campaigning for president in Iowa. He'll be at an event to discuss the drug crisis tomorrow in Des Moines. He'll also spend time with veterans at a VFW meet and greet. Hutchinson spent the past few months visiting battleground states, and he recently announced his plan to make a push for the Republican presidential nomination. Now an update on the classified intelligence documents that found their way onto the internet after a major leak. As Catherine Herridge reports, the Secretary of Defense made his first comments on the case yesterday.
Who had access at that point? We don't know.
Defense Secretary Austin acknowledged Tuesday the leaked U.S. documents were exposed on the web, potentially for weeks. But he said the probe, led by the FBI, is making progress.
We will continue to investigate and turn over every rock until we find the source of this and the extent of it.
Two officials tell CBS News steps have been taken to cut down the number of people receiving some classified briefings as the investigation accelerates.
It's actually easier the higher the level of classification.
Robert Anderson worked counterintelligence and espionage cases at the FBI. He says the highly classified nature of the leaked records may create a shortlist.
All those documents are numbered and accounted for, so you can actually very quickly get to who had access.
The leaked records were apparently printed before being photographed and posted online. A U.S. official says printers used for classified documents register a unique ID, possibly a clue for investigators.
Well, there's going to be a significant effort to look at all these different investigative avenues in the physical world and the digital world.
Meanwhile, the Biden administration deals with the diplomatic fallout.
We have engaged with allies and partners at high levels over the past days, including to reassure them about our own commitment to safeguarding intelligence.
U.S. officials tell CBS News that before the leak, 1,000 people or more potentially had access to the classified material. To limit the risk, that number has now shrunk significantly. Catherine Herridge, CBS News, the Pentagon.
Well, back here at home, we've been following plans to renovate the Breckenridge Village Shopping Center. That was before the area was hit by a tornado. Fortunately, owners say their plans are still on schedule. Jim Keat, who co-owns the property, says there could be setbacks, but as of now, they're looking to open early next year. Longtime businesses in the center are along for the ride as well. The Looney Bin Comedy Club co-owner Wayne Iberg Jr. says they aren't going anywhere.
Even though it's under new ownership now, I don't foresee us ever wanting to leave. We have our little light on the side of the corner where we belong.
Now, shows can't happen in their usual spot thanks to that damage, of course, but Iberg says they're getting some help from South on Main. Shows will be held there until the club can reopen. Little Rock's live music and event space, The Hall, is putting on a tornado relief benefit concert tonight. It's called To Little Rock with Love. Country stars Justin Moore, Colin Ray, Matt Stale, and others will perform, with 100% of the proceeds going to the Central Arkansas Tornado Recovery Fund. Tickets are available online starting at $30 and doors open at 6:30. And after storms, organizations like the Red Cross say they know the need goes far beyond the disaster itself. The organization is shifting its focus now as we get further into the tornado recovery process. Red Cross has several disaster mental health professionals to help people process this difficult time and get back on their feet. The regional communications manager says when these volunteers move to their next stop, Red Cross can refer people needing mental health care to local professionals. Today, Governor Sanders is in Wynne, welcoming students who are coming back to class for the first time since that deadly tornado nearly 2 weeks ago. Wynne was one of the hardest hit areas during the storms just over a week ago and canceled classes as the town started to recover. Wynne school administrators are reassuring families that buildings are safe and ready for students to return. After the governor welcomes back students, she'll head back to Little Rock and deliver some brief comments at the benefit concert tonight. Well, we've recently talked about the fears of artificial intelligence. After the break, we'll see how the technology is being used to help people with disabilities. Scott, what are you seeing over there in the weather department?
Blue skies all across Arkansas. It's going to be another beautiful day. We got nice weather on tap again tomorrow, but Jurnee, changes are on the way to the natural state. The very latest forecast here coming up right after this short break.